An FDA advisory panel voted yesterday to endorse the Pfizer-BioNTech coronavirus vaccine, clearing the way for emergency mass distribution. This comes amid an ongoing surge of COVID-19 cases across the country and local leaders implementing tighter restrictions. We still have a ways to go, though, before the vaccine is administered to U.S. citizens. The government in July agreed to a $100 million dose package of Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine once it's approved. But many are saying that might not be enough. Joining me now to weigh in on this is healthcare expert Seth Denson. Seth, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good to be with you. Good morning.
My first question for you here is, how realistic is it, right? A lot of people are worried about whether or not there will be enough vaccines for everyone in a reasonable amount of time. How reasonable is it to expect that there will be enough vaccines?
Well, I think the key question here is reasonable. What is reasonable, right? I mean, are we going to have enough vaccines for everybody by the end of the year? No. Is there going to be enough vaccines for everybody by the end of next year? Probably. But there's a lot of factors that go into this. First and foremost being that the entire world wants this vaccine, not just the United States. But this is also why we need to focus not just on the Pfizer vaccine, but also the vaccine by Moderna, the one that's being developed by AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, and many other players are also in the space.
You know, getting this vaccine out, as you were touching on there, is a pretty daunting logistical task. We know FedEx and UPS have been enlisted in this effort. How difficult is it to get this out seamlessly in the time span that we need, right? There's an urgency to get this out. So that logistical plan.
There's a number of steps that are difficult, and this is why multiple vaccines are important. Pfizer's, for example, has to be stored at 95 degrees below Fahrenheit. And once it comes out of that, it's a matter of hours before it has to be used. And so that creates some logistical challenges, not so much here in the United States, but certainly in other parts of the world. Moderna's is much less than that, and AstraZeneca's is expected to be able to be stored in a refrigerator. So all these different vaccines will allow for better distribution and easier conditions. But again, I think that as we look at the United States specifically, we can get Pfizer's out, but you do have shipping challenges. It's not like you can just pack this in dry ice and fly it in a plane easily. There has to be special storage, so there's a lot of challenges going forward.
Are there concerns about the timing of all of this? You know, the holiday rush is right around the corner. FedEx and UPS are dealing with higher shipments, right? Especially now since people are shopping online. So are there any concerns that they will be able to get this out along with the holiday rush?
I would probably have more concerns about the toys getting delivered than I would about the vaccine. And the reason I say that is under Operation Warp Speed, these shippers have committed to making this top priority, and certainly it is. And this is why, from an economics perspective, many retail strategists were saying early on, get your goods ordered because the full attention is going to be on getting the vaccine shipped.
Getting vaccines and getting them done and getting them out has happened before, right? That's not unprecedented. How does this compare to previous years, decades past, the challenge that we have now? How does it compare?
Well, as we think about other vaccines in other parts of the world, again, I want to go back to something I stated a moment ago. This is a global pandemic. Every part of the globe is working to try to get vaccines and get it to their people. So that's challenge one. Challenge two is the way that the vaccines, at least from Pfizer and Moderna, have been structured are a bit unique and new in that it's not like a normal flu vaccine. These require special conditions to make sure we keep those vaccines stable. So you've got a desire to get it out. You have challenges of getting it out during a certain time of year when, as you mentioned earlier, there's other things going on in the world. The entire world wants it. And the vaccine is quite volatile.
Okay, we know that a lot of these companies, since we've been talking about this vaccine for a long time, there has been months and months of preparation to ensure that this goes on smoothly. So thank you so much, Seth, for joining us this morning and clearing this up. Hopefully some concerns were addressed for some of our viewers.
Thanks for having me.